A dream written down with a date becomes a goal. A goal broken down into steps becomes a plan. A plan backed by action makes your dream come true. A very good afternoon to one and all present here. I, Soumya Sanchita, student of BCom second year. It gives me an immense pleasure to warmly welcome you all for this webinar on Investors Awareness Program for Students. First, I take the privilege to welcome our respected Chairman Padma Shri recipient, Dr. B.R. Shetty Sir, Brindavan Group of Institutions. Next, I would like to welcome Dr. Raj Shekhar Patil Sir, Dean and Campus Registrar, Brindavan Group of Institutions. Then I would like to welcome the most diligent, eminent and dedicated principal, Dr. Kamla Suganti Ma'am, Brindavan College, who is also a step ahead to encourage students and inspire students to participate in different types of activities in the college. Further, I would like to welcome Professor Vijaya Lakshmi Ramesh Ma'am, the Vice Principal and the IQAC Coordinator of Brindavan College. Next, I would like to welcome Mr. Imran Basha Sir, HOD Commerce, Brindavan College. Following, I would like to welcome all our respected teachers to this webinar. Now, it gives me a colossal delight to welcome today's guest of honor, the speaker of the day, Ms. Marina Jose Kanjikal Ma'am, Bombay Stock Exchange Investor Protection Fund. She has done her BSc Mathematics and MBA Finance from Mahatma Gandhi University, Kerala. She has conducted various webinars and used her pragmatic knowledge and experiences to spread awareness among the students. Last but not the least, I would like to welcome all my dear friends. Now, I would like to hand over the session to Marina Ma'am. Over to you, Ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So a very good afternoon to all the faculty or to the management, principal, to the faculty and students of Brindavan College, Bangalore, who have joined BSc's awareness program. As mentioned, I am Marina, and I shall engage the next about 1 hour. I would like to tell the students at any point of time, if we lose connection, I request all of you to join back using the same link. Maybe in 40 minutes we might this session might end in 40 minutes. But if it ends, I request all of you to please join back. Okay. So today I am going to speak to you about investing in the stock market. So when we speak to people about investing in the stock market, we have come to realize that there are two reasons why people are not investing in the stock market. The first is, a lot of people are of the opinion that you need to know and you must use all those complex ratios and formulas before investing in the stock market. A lot of people are of the opinion that you must know how to use fundamental analysis, technical analysis, and all those complex formulas, and before you invest in the stock market. Well, if you know to use it, you must go ahead and use it. But if you don't know to use those ratios and formulas, and when I'm saying you don't know to use, majority of the people do not know how to use it. Well, if you do not know how to use those ratios and formulas, you can still invest in the stock market. So in the first part of the webinar, I shall explain to you how to invest in the stock markets without relying on too much technical knowledge, The second reason why people are not investing in the stock market is fear. A lot of people have some kind of fear in their minds when it comes to investing in the stock markets. The same people have no fear to invest in property. They have no fear to invest in gold, but they all have some kind of hesitation when it comes to investing in the stock market. And why is that? Why are people afraid to invest in the stock market? I will tell you why. I will tell you why. Over the years that have passed, a lot of people have invested in the stock market, and they have Oh, I'm extremely sorry. I have online. Yeah. So let's get back to the session. So as I was saying, the second reason why people are not invested in the stock market is fear, and this fear came about because over the years that have passed, a lot of people have invested in the stock markets and lost their money. The situation right now is, if you ask an ordinary person walking on the road what his opinion about investing in the stock market, you are most likely to get an answer like, the stock market is a place where you can easily lose your money. That is what you are most likely to hear, not just in Bangalore, but across India. You are very likely to get that as an answer if you ask anyone for their opinion on investing in the stock market. So, why did they lose money while investing in the stock market? Why did people lose money? There are principles of investing which you have to follow very strictly if you want to make money in this from the stock market. You follow those principles, you will definitely make money. You don't follow those principles, then the chances of losing your money will be very, very high. So in the second part of this session, I am going to explain to you the principles of investing, and which I expect you to follow very strictly if you are going to invest in the stock market. And while I am explaining the principles of investing, I will also highlight the common mistakes that people make while investing in the stock market. I am going to share my screen. Again, I just please let me know. Are you able to Okay, I am now sharing my screen with. I hope you all can. I hope you all can.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Um, so, uh, um, the session now. I spoke to you about. I told you I will talk to you how to invest. I will explain to you how to invest without using any ratios or formulas. I told you that I will speak to you about principles of investing. I told you that while I'm speaking about principles of investing, I will highlight the common mistakes that people are making. So I use that word investing uh, more than a couple of times. What do you understand by that word? What do you understand about from that word investing? Investing means growing your money is called investing. Growing your money is called investing. Why should you invest? Why should you grow your money? Earning money and saving some of it isn't that enough? Why should you try to grow your money? Let's assume that you all take up your first job after your post graduation, which means you will be around 23 when you start working, when you get your first job. If you are working in a private organization, you will work till the age of 60. From the age of 23 till the age of 60, every month you will get your salary. Um, from your salary, some amount will be spent to meet the expenses for that particular month, and some amount of your salary will remain unspent. This unspent part of your salary, you can keep it idle in your bank account. You can very well keep unspent part of your salary idle in your bank account, and nobody will take you to jail for keeping money idle in your bank account. But if you choose to keep money idle in your bank account, let me tell you what is going to happen. At the age of 60, you will retire. When you retire, your income stops, but your expenses will continue. So at the age of 60, your income stops, but your expenses will continue. Now, to meet those expenses, you will have to rely on this unspent part of your salary that you kept idle in your bank account, starting from the age of 23 till the age of 60. And let me tell you, my dear students, that money that you accumulated in your bank account will not be enough to help you meet the expenses you are going to incur post-retirement once your income stops. Which means that while you are still working, you have to grow your savings. You have to invest your savings. If you're here in India, there are many places where you can invest your savings. I have put up some names here on this on my screen. Okay, I have put up some investment options here on my screen. You can invest your money in bank fixed deposits. You can invest your money in bank recurring. You can also invest your money in shares. And if you choose to invest your money in shares, you can. So if you choose to invest your money in shares, you can actually make very good returns from your investments, provided you pick the right companies. There are around 5,800 companies in BSE. So there are around 5,800 companies in BSE. I have a question for the students. Do you believe, or will you agree with me if I say that all those 5,800 companies in BSE, all of them are good for the purpose of investing? You can unmute when I ask the question. You can unmute and respond. Will you agree with that statement that all the companies in BSE are good for the purpose of investing? All of them will help your money to grow. Will you agree with that statement? The students, will you agree with that statement? All the companies in BSE will help your money to grow?
No, ma'am.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. If that was the case, if all the companies in BSE could help your money to grow, I would not be here taking this session today with you. So only from 5,800 odd companies, only a few companies will help your money to grow. Now, our task is, how do we identify those few companies without relying on any ratios or analysis or any formulas? Very easy. Go online and get maximum information about a company before you invest. And you all know, when I say go online and get maximum information, you know that online you get unlimited information. So we tell investors, if you are pressed for time, at least collect 3 sets of information. Minimum, you must collect 3 sets of information. Study these 3 sets of information. This is enough to help you decide whether to invest in that company or not. The first set of information is the sales by the company over the last 5 years. The second set of information is the profits by the company over the last 5 years. And the third set of information is the dividend payouts by the company over the last 5 years. When you collect these 3 sets of information, we want you to look out for increase in sales over the last 5 years, increase in profits over the last 5 years, and regular dividend payouts by the company over the last 5 years. Why are we insisting on increase in sales, increase in profits? If a company is making profits, isn't that enough? That should be fair, right? That should be fine. Company is making profits, that should be fine. Well, I will answer my question with an example. In 2015, a company made 500 crore profits. We all agree that 500 crore profits is a good figure to show as profits. In 2016, the same company made again 500 crore profits. 2017, 500 crore rupees profits. 2018, again 500 crore rupees profits. 2019, 500 crore rupees profits. Do not buy the shares of that company. Why? Because over the last 5 years, India's economy was growing. India's population was increasing. The company also should grow. The company cannot remain like this throughout. That is the reason why we are insisting that you when you collect this information, you look out for increase in sales and increase in profits with every passing year. If one particular year you find that the company has a dip in the sales or a dip in the profits, it can be ignored. It can be ignored. The reason is, even the best companies in India, at some point of time, have gone through their share of crisis. Every company has their share of crisis. During that period of crisis, the company's sales would have been will be affected. The profits also will be affected. Um, Students, do you remember around 6 years back, the government of India had banned the sales of Maggi noodles across the country. Do you remember this happening? You were since you would have been in school at that time. Maggi noodles was banned across the country in 2015. Do you remember?
Yes, ma'am.
Students, you do? The students, you do remember? All right. So,
Yeah.
so which company owns Maggi noodles?
Nestle.
Nestle. Thank you. So, during that period, that period of crisis for Nestle, the sales was very adversely affected. The profits came down. Profits were hit very badly. So, companies like HDFC Bank, companies like Infosys, uh, so companies like HDFC Bank, companies like Wipro, these companies have had their share of crisis. During the period of crisis, their sales had come down, profits had come down. So what I was trying to say that even the best companies in India have gone through crisis. During the period of crisis, the sales will be affected, the profits will be affected. So if 1 year you see a dip in the sales or a dip in the profits, it can be ignored. um, sorry. Okay. Otherwise, if the company has registered increase in sales over the last 5 years, the company has registered increase in sales over the last 5 years, the first tick. Increase in profits over the last 5 years, the second tick. The company has given dividends to the shareholders regularly over the last 5 years, the third tick. 3 ticks, and you can go ahead and invest in that company. All this information about the sales by the company over the last 5 years, the profits, the dividend payouts, you get all this information online, and it's all free of cost. To make it easier for you, you can get the information from BSc India's website, which is bscindia.com. And when you go to the website, we have a provision here where you can type the name of the company whose details you want. So when you type the name of the company here, immediately you will be, my dear students, I have got a message that the session will end in 10 minutes. So I request all of you, because we are using the basic version of Zoom. So I request all of you to join back using the same link. So in BS's website, we have the option here to type the name of the company whose details you want. So if you want the details of ABC Limited, come here, type ABC Limited here, and immediately you'll be directed to a page dedicated to information of only ABC Limited. You want the information of 123 Limited, you come to BS's website, you type 123 Limited here, immediately you will be directed to a page dedicated to information of only 123 Limited. And in BSc, in our website, we have taken that extra step to put this data or this information in a tabular form. And why have we put this data or information in a tabular form? We have put it in a tabular form for the benefit of investors. So when data and information is in a tabular form, it becomes easier for investors to compare. It becomes easier for investors to study. and and becomes easier for you to make a decision. So if you have time constraint, you don't have much time to spend on analysis on doing on researching about a company. You don't have much time to spend on researching about a company. Try to get this three sets of information: the sales by the company over the last 5 years, the profits by the company over the last 5 years, and the dividend payouts by the company over the last 5 years. These three sets of information, when you collect, look out for increase in sales, increase in profits, and regular dividend payouts. This is enough to help you decide whether to invest in that company or not. But if you have time, in addition to these three sets of information, you can try to collect as much other information as possible. Like you can collect information like the expansion plans of the company. You can collect information like the top management, the decisions they took, the outcome of the decisions that they took over the past years. Did the outcome, did it match their expectations? So where the top management, were they involved in any scams or frauds? So in addition to those three sets of information, every extra information you collect will definitely help you in understanding that company better, and it will definitely help you in making a better decision on whether to invest in that company or not to invest in that company. So that is the first part of my. So that is the first part of my session. The how to choose a company without relying on too much on technical knowledge or ratios or formulas. Just getting those three sets of information is enough to help you identify the company. So far, what I explained to the students, was it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you able to follow?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, other than Soumya, the other students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
So now let's move on. Thank you. Now let's move on to the second part of the session, which is the principles of investing, which you have to follow very strictly to make money in the stock markets. And while I am explaining principles of investing, I will highlight the mistakes that people make in the stock market. Let's start with a mistake. Mistake number one, and the most common mistake we find people making in the stock market, is investing in penny stocks. You see, there are around 5,800 companies in BSE. The prices of the shares, this company shares, the prices, they vary. We have companies, one share is cost less than 100 rupees. We have many companies, one share costs around 100, 110, 120. We have many companies, one share costs around 1,000 rupees. We also have companies, one share costing more than 10,000 rupees. And we also have companies, one share it's almost a lakh rupee, one share, almost around 85,000 rupees, around 85,000 rupees, one share. You've heard of MRF? Of course, you all know MRF. MRF, one share is around 84,000 rupees. And we also have companies. One share is just 50 paisa, 75 paisa, 1 rupee, 10 paisa, 2 rupee, 15 paisa. Penny stocks are defined as all those companies where the price of the shares, the market price of the share, is less than face value of the share. Most companies in BSE, the face value of the share is 10 rupees. Most companies, the face value is 10. So if the market price is less than 10 rupees, we call it penny stock. You are supposed to stay away from penny stock companies. when you start investing, when people know that you are investing in in the stock markets, when people know that you are investing in shares, um, they will start giving you advice. So one advice will be something like this. One advice will be something like this. Hey, you see, this particular company, one share is only 50 paisa. Arey, I promise you, yaar, 6 months time, that company share will cross 5 rupees. I promise you, only in 6 months, that company share is going to cross 5 rupees. When you hear that, you will be tempted or convinced to buy the share of that company immediately. Why? Because that person said, I promise, I promise. He kept saying, I promise, I promise. Which means definitely 50 paisa is going to cross 5 rupees in 6 months. That is the first reason why you will be tempted to buy the shares of that company. The second reason why you will be tempted to buy the share of the company is to do a calculation. Uh, there is a student who is unmuted. I request you to please stay muted.
Hari Prasad, mute yourself.
Okay. So the second reason why you will be tempted to buy the shares of that company is you do a rough calculation. One share is 50 paisa. So if I buy 1,000 shares, I will end up spending only 500 rupees. Then you think, oh, that's all, 500 rupees. Whoa. When I give birthday treats to my friends, I end up spending more than 500 rupees. So what's that in 500 rupees? Well, you have 500 rupees to spend. I will tell you how to spend that 500 rupees. You go to that posh restaurant, posh hotel close to your area, where they are offering lunch buffet at 500 rupees. They put a big banner outside the hotel. Lunch buffet, 500 rupees, bracket, inclusive of all taxes. You go there, spend 500 rupees, have a lavish lunch that is much better than putting the money in penny stocks. You put in money in penny stocks, you are very likely to lose your money. Look out for companies that are growing. Look out for sectors that are growing. Look out for companies that are changing. That is very important. You see, things around us are changing. Um, we Corona is not the first. COVID is not the first crisis we are facing. Prior to COVID, we have been facing many other crises. We have been facing climate changes, crisis regarding climate change. We have been